I thank Elder Mead for her words of wisdom and her prayer, and also for Ian Ross hosting this event, this press conference, and of course all the ambassadors that are here with us, here with the Assembly, and promoting, encouraging our people to get out and vote. I thank the young people that are here, and of course our veterans, and many of our people of profile who are bringing their success and profile, and supporting and encouraging our people to go out and vote. And of course I thank the Indigenous Leadership Development Institute and the Dakota Ojibwe Tribal Council, who are partners with us in this campaign. You will note that we have posters, we have brochures, we have buttons available. So I would encourage each to take one, and please pass them on. Also note that we are promoting the census on May 10th, and have posters here encouraging everyone to fill them out, all of our people. The theme here today is that we want every First Nation person to go out there and vote. We want you to participate, we need you to get involved, we need you to take action, and we need you to take ownership and take control. As First Nation people, we historically have not participated in elections outside of our communities. In fact, any kind of federal government count like the census is viewed with suspicion, and perhaps rightly so. Of course, there is a good reason for that. Our lives have been threatened by federal government interference, and many of us have lost our lives due to that same interference. Right from the beginning, Indian Affairs Minister Duncan Campbell Scott said in 1922 that he was determined to find, and I quote, the final solution to the Indian people, a final solution to the Indian problem, rather. He said the purpose of the department was to continue until there's not a single Indian in Canada. The residential schools were born out of this attitude, and the residential schools nearly destroyed our culture. So of course we react with suspicion when the enumerators come calling. But it is time we all see that to do nothing is to allow the kind of third world conditions we see in many First Nations will only continue. The saying goes that by doing nothing, we are giving our approval to this situation, and we must stop. This is why we must get involved. This is why we must participate. This is why we must take action, and this is why we must get out there and vote. We must stand up, and we must be counted. If we do not vote, the politicians out there campaigning right now will not hear us, neither will they care what we have to say after the election if we don't get out there and vote now in this election. If we are not counted in the census, the federal government will not provide realistic funding that reflects our populations and our living conditions. By participating in the election and the census, we are not bending to the will of the government, but rather we are bending the government to our will. We all have a voice, we all count. Let us all stand up for ourselves, our children, and those yet to come. So I encourage you, vote and fill out the census. You might say that I'm a politician, so of course I support the vote. But I am not alone. Today we have several ambassadors here to speak to the vote, to proudly say I am First Nation and I vote. I would like to introduce them to you. Of course, I thank Ian Ross, who's many of you will know as Joe from Winnipeg, and Greg Lawson and Lauren Cardinal, First Nations people who have achieved success and have profile, and want to use that to encourage our people to get out and vote. Patrick Wood, who is here, Beatrice Moissonier, David McLeod from NCI, Jeremy Harper, Amber Ray Wood, Amber, who's the poster? She's in that poster. Norman Stagg, Vanessa Tate, Erica Daniels, Thelma Mead, our elder. Joseph McCons, it's our veteran. Chris Thompson, known online as Chris Winnipeg. Chris Thompson, where is Chris Thompson? Oh, there he is. Okay. And Diana Rosen, Melissa Spence, and Jonathan Couchman. And we are all here to say, what are we saying? I am First Nation and I vote. I am First Nation and I count. I am proud to be a First Nation person, and I look forward to the day when we take our rightful place in society. We are here to take a step towards that future. We invite you all to work with us. And so with that, I'll turn the podium back over to Ian and let him continue.
Thank you, Grand Chief. Next, I'd like to call upon a personal friend. He's a very talented writer and director. Many people know him as Sergeant Davis Quinton on CTV's Corner Gas. And he's just an all-around cool, great guy, Lorne Cardinal.
I just want to, I missed a very important person, actually Colleen Simard, who does articles in the Free Press, and of course Sigan, which means spring in our language. And so we're here because of for people like Sigan. Someday she'll look back and I don't know where I'll be, but it's more important where she'll be.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's an honor to be here. Thank you, Grand Chief. I just want to let people know that I am Native and I vote. I've voted in every election. I have a brother running in the federal election, so he's standing up to answer the call. Grand Chief is right. Historically, we have been ignored in this country, and it is time to change that. We are the fastest growing demographic in this country, so I encourage every Native person to be active and participate in this electoral system, because it's the only way that we can make change, and we can make a change by standing up and voting, and by filling out the long-form census. It's very important so we can get the funding that we deserve. And also, it's our people have been participating in this country since we are one of the founding nations. Our elders, our ancestors, and our veterans have offered and suffered so much and sacrificed so much. So I encourage everyone to honor their sacrifices by participating and voting in this federal election and filling out the long-form census. Now, I'll turn this over to the more handsome half of Thunderstick, Mr. Craig Lauzon.
Thank you, Lorne. Thank you, Grand Chief, and all of the I Am First Nation and I Vote ambassadors.